Okay, students, you can see the PowerPoint slides, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, thank you. So just as I was mentioning, so we were learning about the obstacles to achieve coordination in a supply chain. So though knowing that achieving coordination is crucial for the success of any supply chain or for the performance of any supply chain, but still companies struggle to achieve coordination because there are certain obstacles that prevent a company from achieving coordination. So among them, we are learning first incentive obstacles. Okay, so as I said, okay, this topic of obstacles and managerial levers are interrelated. So you have to understand the obstacles so that you can understand the managerial levers to overcome these obstacles. Okay, so local optimization within functions. Okay, functions means production, transportation, inventory, warehousing, and so on. So local optimization within functions or stages of a supply chain may prevent a company from achieving coordination in a supply chain. Okay, incentive that focus only on a local impact of an action. For example, now let us understand what is the incentive obstacle and how it prevents a company from achieving supply chain coordination. Say, for example, incentive for a transportation manager. Okay, so if you consider a company like Tata Motors, okay, they have a supply chain department, okay, in place, and they have supply chain manager, transportation manager, inventory manager. Okay, they will have manager for different functions. Now, let us say if the transportation manager's performance appraisal is done, okay, and when his performance is better, he will get incentives. Okay, incentives are not given only to sales representatives. You should know that. Now, what the transportation manager will do? Okay, so he will choose that when the transportation function is outsourced, the transportation manager will choose that transportation company which quotes the lowest price. Okay, lowest price per kilometer. Transportation charges are per kilometer. Those who have taken taxi, or if you have your own taxis, okay, how you rent it out per kilometer, you say, no, 16 rupees per kilometer, 18 rupees per kilometer, that way. So the transportation manager will choose a transportation company for the purpose of transporting the goods. The transporter who will quote the lowest price. Okay, so when the transporter quotes the lowest price, okay, yeah, I'm sorry, it's not about the transporter, okay, selection. So we're talking about the mode of transportation. Let us consider the mode of transportation. Okay, so for understanding purpose, I will take two modes of transportation. One is the air mode of transportation, and another is a road mode of transportation. Okay, now can anyone answer which is expensive, road mode of transportation or air mode of transportation?
Air mode, sir.
Very
Air
good.
mode,
Yes.
sir.
Air mode of transportation of goods is more expensive than road transportation. And which one is faster?
Air mode.
Air mode.
Air,
Yes,
sir.
air mode of transportation is faster, road is slower. Now, knowing that, see how a transportation manager's performance will be evaluated, how much cost he saved for the company. It is quite simple to understand. Okay, so lower the transportation costs, higher will be the performance of the transportation manager. So what the transportation manager will do, given a choice of air mode and road, he will prefer road mode of transportation, because the road mode of transportation will be much more economical compared to air mode. So the total transportation cost will be lower, which will help him get higher ratings on performance appraisal. Okay, but what is the problem if the transportation manager chooses road mode of transportation? Road mode of transportation is slow. So what happens in that case? Okay, the wholesalers, for example, okay, who receive goods from manufacturer have to wait for a longer period of time once they place an order. So since they have to wait for a longer period of time, they have to build a higher level of inventory till the order is delivered from the manufacturer. Same way, okay, if the wholesaler has to wait, similarly the retailer also has to wait. So retailer also has to build a large level of inventory. So what happens across the stages of supply chain? Inventory goes on building because of the slow transportation. So though transportation manager's performance will be better, but it affects the other stages of the supply chain like wholesaler and the retailer. They end up building higher level of inventory because the receiving the goods will be delayed due to the slow mode of transportation. So this is the classic example of how local incentives or incentive obstacle can prevent a supply chain from achieving coordination between the stages. And the second example is the sales force incentives based on sell-in. Okay, so there is something called a sell-in and a sell-through. So sales representatives, okay. So let us say in a FMCG company like Hindustan Unilever or Procter and Gamble, for example, okay. So they take orders from distributors. They take orders from distributors. That is called as sell-in. So sales representative performance appraisal is made based on how much each sales representative sold to distributors or wholesalers. Okay, so sales representatives go on persuading, pressurizing the distributors to place a larger order so that the sales quotas or sales targets of the individual sales reps can be achieved. But what happens at the wholesaler level? If there is no, if the sales representative takes a larger order from the wholesaler than the actual demand in the territory. So after meeting the actual demand in the territory, the wholesaler will be left with additional stock, excess stock, which he will not be able to sell. Okay, then again the unsold inventory accumulates at the wholesaler level, retailer level. Okay, and when the demand is met, it remains unsold. So in the both retailer and wholesaler struggle to sell the excess stock. As well, the next order from the retailer as well as wholesaler will be smaller because they will have unsold inventory remaining in the warehouse. Okay, so this way, if the sales force incentives are based on only sell-in, okay, that is from sales rep to wholesalers. Okay, so it will affect the different stages of the supply chain the way I explained. Okay, so I think it is 9:58. Okay, so this second obstacle, information processing obstacle, we'll discuss tomorrow 9 to 10. Okay, so if you have any doubts, small doubts, you can ask me now. If they are bigger one, you can ask in the tomorrow's class. So any queries?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so shall I stop the meeting here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then yeah. Thank you, everyone. Good day to all of you. And marketing students. Yeah, marketing student. 1 minute. Please do not log out. Still, I have 2 minutes.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, wait.
Yes,
Please wait. Okay.
Okay.
So
sir.
I have announcement for marketing
Yes,
students. Okay. So marketing students. Okay, now from 10:45 to 12:45, the college has organized the Toastmasters Club demo meeting for semester 2 students. Okay, so I am the MBA coordinator for a Toastmaster Club. Okay, so this initiation is from college end, not from department. Okay, so I have to attend that meeting of 2 hours. Okay, it will be exactly till 12:45. Okay, so I will start the class at 12:45 or 12:50. Remember, class is not suspended. Marketing students, you heard me?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if just in case if they leave early, I will post a message in the group. That is not a problem. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, okay. See you at 12:30 or 12:45, whichever is earlier. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Good day
you,
to all of
sir.
you. Yeah, thank you. Good day to all of you.
Thank you, sir.